Building a rapport with teachers we serve is one of the most important steps that we can take in creating a successful working relationship. Two strategies that can help promote such an endeavor involves showing that we value our teachers' time and by being a thoughtful listener. Another key component to supportive role that the instructional coaches play comes in the directive feedback that we give to our teachers. This feedback needs to be timely, appropriate, thoughtful, and given in a manner that is both positive and meant to promote the growth and success of our educators. It's of equal import that teachers understand that our job is not to evaluate and judge, but to support and assist. They need to know that we are partners with the same goals in mind, and that this is the learning and performance success of their students, which is our final goal. The first scenario that I'm going to show involves a teacher and his instructional coach going over initial observation at the beginning of a school year. The IC will show they are interested in building a good rapport with the teacher by realizing how valuable the teacher's time is and responding to the observation in a timely manner with effective, descriptive feedback in the form of glows and grows. Good morning, Mr. Smith. Thank you so much for taking the time to meet with me today. I know how precious your time is, especially at the beginning of the year, and I like to make this as quick as I can.
No problem at all. With everything going on, I'm surprised you got here so quickly. You just observed me yesterday.
Well, I think it's important that I come talk to you when the observation's still fresh in our minds, don't you agree?
Absolutely.
Okay. I'd like to first tell you kind of how I do my meetings so that what I say makes sense.
Okay.
When I observe a teacher, I look for what I call glows and grows.
What are those?
Glad you asked. Glows are all those things I noticed that you execute really well in a lesson. And you did really well here. I may even ask you to model some of your classroom management techniques for a couple of teachers that are having some problems on the hall. Would you be willing to do that?
Of course. I'm relieved did okay. So glows are good and grows was where I messed up, right?
Not exactly. Grows are just places in the lessons where I thought some improvements could be made, Even though I'm your instructional coach, there are areas I know I could use some improvement. Part of an effective teacher is learning from their mistakes and making changes that make us better than we were before.
Okay, that makes total sense. So I have grows then.
Absolutely. It's okay to have those. As far as your glows, though, first, I noticed you really have taken the time to get to know your students. You've clearly established routines and expectations that students followed without an issue. And when a couple of students did step out of line, you quickly and quietly redirected them, and it didn't destroy the lesson. The short video clip you used to grab students' attention about the novel, that was perfect. They looked interested, and it didn't give too much away about the book. And I even liked you used leading questions that kind of tied into their real lives a little bit. The best part, though, is you gave them an opportunity to write. And using a quick write for an exit ticket was an excellent idea.
Getting the right's the hard part. They hate it.
I know they do, but you got them to reflect on the video clip and make predictions about what they thought the book was going to be about. So well done.
Thanks so much.
My pleasure. I really enjoyed your lesson. Now, for grows. I only noticed a couple of things that I would like to address. First, there was a student that had his phone out in his lap while you were showing the video clip and during the quick write. And he was stealthy about it, but it was there.
I thought I saw something out of the corner of my eye, but when I redirected another pair of students, I looked back and it was gone. I hate it when they do that. I don't want to say anything because I didn't want to interrupt the flow of the lesson. It slipped my mind after the bell rang. What do you recommend that I do in the middle of a lesson? Do I stop? Do you want the problem to escalate or keep others from learning?
That is a problem. Here's a thought. Keep some sticky notes in your pocket. Periodically during the lesson, put a smiley face or other little note down on a student's desk. You can do this for positive feedback and place it on the desk as you teach. And then you can also use this for quick corrections. okay, without breaking the flow of the lesson. Students will never know who got a good note, who got a bad note, but it's a great way to give feedback. It worked for me in my classroom. You could try it and see if you like it.
I never thought of that. I'll try it. Thanks.
I'm glad to help. The only other grow I could think of is that the students didn't have a chance to collaborate during the lesson. May I make a suggestion for how you could build this in next time?
Please.
All right. Well, since you already have them grouped into triads, another clue, by the way, I would just give them a couple minutes to share their predictions with their group. This would help them to, make connections and understand from their group mate's perspective. But all in all, it was an excellent lesson. Let me know what they think about the book once they get started reading. It's one of my favorites, and I'm jealous. I love teaching this unit.
Thanks so much for your feedback. It feels good to know that I'm doing some things right. Is it okay if I email you if I have any other questions or need help with something?
Oh man, absolutely. Anytime. That's what I'm here for. I'm not just here, sitting here and evaluating, because that's not what I'm here for. I'm your partner. We're in this together. For this next scenario, the teachers requested that the instructional coach come so that they can look at the most recent assessment data. The teacher's concerned about the results and needs assistance finding proper reports. The IC is again conscious of the importance of building and maintaining a positive relationship with teachers by listening without judgment to the teacher's concerns and then providing feedback that is supportive and helpful while they work to build a partnership. The feedback here will provide input, support, and assistance where both the teacher and instructional coach work together to look at the assessment reports in a partnership approach.
Good morning, Ms. Penny. Thank you so much for coming by.
Absolutely. Your email sounded urgent. I'm glad I happen to have time available to fit your conference time. What can I do for you?
Well, I was looking at the most recent benchmark scores, and I was a little worried. The scores were lower than I expected. My ELL students and SPED students really had a tough time. But really, it seems like all classes are struggling here and there.
I know how hard it is when scores don't come back the way you think they should. Don't be frustrated. Let's take a look. Okay. I'm looking at the combined report for all your classes. This is the quintile report. Have you seen this one?
Yes, I can see the report. Yes, I can see the report. I know how to pull. I can see each student's overall score and which quintile they fell into. I cannot see which questions they missed or what standards the questions addressed. I really would like to learn how to use the program.
I'll be happy to walk you through how to locate some of these other reports. They can tell you so much information, and I think it'll really help you to guide your instruction. There's a report that can tell you what standards were used on the questions and how students performed with each standard. There's even a report that'll show you how your classes did compared to your partner teachers. Pretty cool, right? All right, look here. Look at my screen for a moment. Do you see your total percentage?
Yeah, wow, my numbers look almost like everyone else's.
That's right. What else do you notice?
We're all lower on figure 19 inferencing. Both informational and expository tests. It looks like they also struggled with some vocabulary questions.
Exactly. But on the plus side, look how well they did with the fiction section and the summary portions of the test. I'm very pleased with your results here.
I guess it isn't as bad as I thought now that I had some help with the data. Thank you. What can I do better to support my ELL and SPED students?
There's a number of things you can try to add additional support for your ELs and SPED students. First, you could change some of your groups so that students are grouped with their peer pals that can provide them with additional support. Second, you could get with the bilingual and inclusion specialists. Ask them to come and observe, see if there's any suggestions they have that you can build into the lesson that'll help your special pops. but any students that might be struggling with certain concepts and skills could definitely do better with this.
Thank you for your help today. I really appreciate it.
Oh, it was my pleasure. Thank you, Mr. Smith.